Breaking news, Xbox fans, because we've finally got details and leaks about the next-gen Xbox. We've got its price. We've got backwards compatibility news. We know about what kind of software it can run in terms of this console UI, how it's going to navigate Windows, what kind of console it's going to be, and also, more importantly, in some cases, to some of you guys, about whether you have to pay a subscription to play online or not. We're going to get into that and more in this video. I'm Blaze2K. Consider liking and subscribing, clicking the bell icon. We're massive gaming and tech geeks on this channel. So if you are too, and you love gaming news on the daily, sometimes, mostly, multiple times a day, then consider joining us and subscribing and clicking the bell icon. But first, happy Halloween, my good friends. Michael Myers coming out to slay all day this Friday. Come join us every day on stream as we play Battlefield 6. So we're going to be jumping across a bunch of different tweets because a bunch of different news article websites and stuff like IGN and stuff have covered this. So we're going to be covering all the details in this video. So we're going to be jumping from tweet to tweet to tweet. So bear with me and come join me. So new info on the next gen rumored Xbox console is rumored to be $1,000 to $1,500 coming in 2027. Now, you might think that's wild, and it is for a console, but they did just release the Xbox Asus ROG Ally for $1,000, and that's just a handheld, right? It doesn't come to the performance of an Xbox console, so it's a little bit surprising. And if you remember rightly, we covered it the other day. Xbox basically said, well, guys, we never chose the pricing for the ROG Ally. It was Asus. We're pinning the blame fully on them. And Phil Spencer himself did say they're not going to grow the console market. There he is, talking to the man himself. Said we're not going to grow the console market by selling $1,000 consoles. Well, the rumor is it's going to be $1,000 to $1,500, and it's coming in 2027, which aligns it with the PlayStation 7, right? The PlayStation 7 is expected around 2027 as well. We've talked about them ramping up production next year to basically have enough to fulfill demand when it comes out. We don't want to repeat of the PS5, right? But it's going to be high end. It's going to be expensive, this new Xbox. No paywall multiplayer, okay? So you're not going to need Xbox Live to play multiplayer on this thing, which is a big win. PlayStation, how can you respond to that? Now, it will offer a console UI, but is a full Windows device, which is fantastic. Will offer Steam and access to all Steam games, and it will be backwards compatible with all Xbox games, which is a pretty big deal. So they're potentially going to be able to allow you to play old Xbox games down to original Xbox and have that backwards compatibility component that the original Xbox or the Xbox Series X has, which I think is fantastic. I think what's kind of interesting is that, you know, I actually responded to their tweet, this tweet from MBG here, and I says, yikes. At Xbox, please don't sell your next system for PC gaming prices. Try subsidize it. Make a mid-tier gaming PC with console pricing and design, and it'll sell like hotcakes. I mean, picture this. You've got the Xbox Series X right now, right? It cost about $500 when you picked it up, when it came out back in 2020, 2021. Imagine if they just slapped Windows on that thing. Allow you to connect a mouse and keyboard. Allow you to connect like a triple monitor setup to it for $500 and give you, and when it came out, it was damn near like a mid-tier gaming PC. So imagine that performance in a package that's $500 in a console form factor that's small, discreet. You know, it's not big. It's not like one of the gaming PCs I have. Well, obviously back here, I've got two. I've got a stream PC and a gaming PC, but it's not a big form factor. It's really nice, and you could tuck it under a monitor if you wanted to. But having that full gaming PC experience with, you know, console games, with all the Xbox games, PlayStation games, no monthly subscription cost, the ability to basically run emulation on this thing because it is a full PC, allows you to do work, productivity, stream with OBS and do all the, you know, the pro gaming PC gamer stuff for $500. That would be amazing. It would be amazing. It'd be convenient. It'd be a good upgrade path for people who, like me, who love PC gaming, whose gaming PCs may be getting a little bit older, unable to run newer games, you know, and they're faced with having to buy parts, maybe budget themselves to buy components, find components for decent prices, maybe buy them used, and build a gaming PC and plan all that stuff out. Or they could buy an Xbox for $500 to $600, have a full gaming PC experience that runs the latest AAA games that are optimized for it for $500. That would be a game changer. So that's why me and a lot of people in the community have been saying, if they can keep the prices down at console level prices, but offer like a very powerful mid-tier PC option, kind of like they did with the Series X, that would be a game changer. It really would. So here's an article from IGN. It sounds like the next gen Xbox will be as much a PC as it is a console, with reports that it will be able to play League of Legends, World of Warcraft on an Xbox, dude. Let's go. With reports that it'll be able to play League of Legends, World of Warcraft, and games from Steam, will also be able to access your Xbox library. So it's essentially going to be a full Windows PC. New report has revealed details on Microsoft's next-gen console, which allegedly is a console/PC hybrid that will play PlayStation games released on PC via Steam. So here is the summary from JB. It plays 4 generations, all the way from OG Xbox to Series X and S. And let's be honest, you don't have to, I mean, it'll support emulation. So you'll be able to play PlayStation 1 on it, PlayStation 2, PS3, maybe even PS4. All the Nintendo catalog, Sega. You can just emulate to your heart's content on the next-gen Xbox if it's a full Windows PC. They're not going to advertise that, of course, but, you know, those of us who know. Anyways, it plays PlayStation PC games, obviously PlayStation... Oh, sorry, it supports Steam, obviously, and all the different game launchers, Epic Games. So it's going to introduce a lot of people, traditionally console gamers, into the PC ecosystem, but it's going to have a console UI, which, you know, you don't have to delve deep into the Windows aspect of it and have it be a gaming PC if you don't want to. You can just keep it as a console, which, you know, works out fine for most people. Those people who are maybe not technically inclined or don't feel like having a gaming PC, don't want to connect a mouse and keyboard to it, don't have to. They can just use it like a normal console. And those that want to maybe use it as a console, connect up multiple monitors and maybe, you know, run their Steam games and stuff like that, you can do that too. So it's basically a jack of all trades, and I think that's exciting. It really is. Plays PlayStation PC games that come out on Steam, obviously, so it's going to run PlayStation games. But PlayStation games are already coming over to Xbox anyway, so I think PlayStation's tried to get out ahead of this because they realize they're not going to be able to compete. You know, they've got their closed wall ecosystem. If Xbox releases a system that can run PC games, including PlayStation games, I mean, it kind of... That's a tough spot for PlayStation. Console style UI with Windows. So like I said, it's going to have a console focused UI. It's going to feel like a console, but if you want to dive in a little bit deeper, like you do with SteamOS, right? Basically jump into desktop mode, use it for productivity, connect a mouse and keyboard to it. You can, and use it like a full gaming PC, which I think is awesome. It's going to be optimized for TV. It's going to support controllers. It's going to feel like a traditional console. Your entire Xbox console library, the power of a Windows gaming PC, and no multiplayer paywall is the selling point here. Let's see what some of the comments have to say, right? It's going to be pretty sweet. And if you kind of want a sample of what the next gen Xbox is going to be, take a look at the Xbox ROG Ally over here, right? It just recently came out. Basically, it's got the console-like UI, and obviously, if you want to jump straight into full Windows and install all your other third-party Steam launcher, game launchers and whatnot, you can do that as well. You can connect this up to a monitor, run Microsoft Office on it. You can run Photoshop on it. You can do some video editing on it. I mean, just imagine what this is going to do to the creator economy. People that do YouTube, that live stream games on Twitch, you know, be able to buy a console. Let's say their budget, you know, they don't have a $1,500, let's say they don't have a $2,000, $3,000 budget to buy a 5090 or a 5080 or whatever, and they don't feel like, you know, people that are just not technically inclined enough to build a PC or even buy a PC at inflated prices, you know, they can buy a console and jump into video editing, streaming, more technical aspects, just creating content, or maybe even doing coding, you know, doing a little bit of app development, web development, you know, basically buying a console. When a parent buys their kid an Xbox, the next gen Xbox for Christmas, they're going to be like, well, son, we got you an Xbox for Christmas. You could play games on it. You could do your homework on it. You could learn to code websites and applications. You could become the next Bill Gates on it if you want to. You know, you could create your own business on it. It's basically a computer at that point, you know, but it's also a really powerful gaming PC. It's everything you want it to be and anything you want it to be. Imagine if they basically allowed you to install Windows 11 on your Xbox Series X right now and connect a mouse and keyboard to it and just basically use it like a gaming PC. Your $500 Xbox. It's the thing dreams are made of, guys. But yeah, obviously, I think the price point coming in at $1,000 to $1,500 is a little bit pricey, honestly. I would like I said, the dream, and I thought the way I pictured this is that they would release a console at console prices. Now, I know inflation, tariffs, and stuff have hit, so I wasn't expecting it to come in at $500. But if they could release it at maybe like $700 to $800, maybe push up close to $1,000 to get the most performance in this thing, I think they could be on to a winner here, and it would sell like hotcakes. It would. That's the dream. I think if they're going to start pushing up to 1500, I think that's getting close to PC gaming territory. Again, there's like a barrier to entry to PC gaming. You have to build it yourself if you want the best value. You have to shop around for parts, and you have to do your research, and that's a big barrier to entry that a lot of people just don't feel like. As much as the PC gaming hates it, and I'll probably get slayed online for saying this, but as a PC builder and a PC gamer myself, I love that experience. But 90% of people don't, and don't feel like dealing with it. And yeah, building the PC is better. It is, but for people that are lazy or don't want to deal with that, getting into PC gaming for a fraction of the price, it's a big win. So Soren Grant says, can you provide any info on it being expensive? That's all I've seen so far is people assuming it will be expensive. MBG says, yes, Xbox President Sarah Bond recently said it'll be a premium high-end device. Reliable AMD insider Kepler L2 said he expects it to be $1,200 based on the bill of materials needed to build it. Outside of that, others in the know all agree that it will likely be $1,000 plus. I mean, it's not solely on Xbox. Granted, they've been raising the price on everything lately. I think AMD, a lot of different manufacturers, a lot of the people that make the components that go inside these devices are also facing challenges. So the bill of materials in terms of all the components to build these things have went up dramatically. So obviously we're not just seeing Xbox. It's not just a case of Xbox just saying, you know what, we sold our last console at $500. We're going to sell this one at $1,200 just because we want that extra profit. No, it's all the components that go into making an Xbox. All them have went up individually. So obviously some have went up more than others. So it's basically not even in Xbox's control at this point. So you've got to accept that and not just blame Xbox because you think they're just all of a sudden charging more than double the price for a console. And here we go. Why wouldn't you just get a PC? For $1,000, you can have a high-end PC, and having Steam doesn't mean games with will automate them playable on a controller. Fair point, but also at the same point, like going back to what I said, you know, a lot of people don't feel like that barrier to entry. You know, sure, you can build a PC for $1,000. I mean, you've got to get your power supply, you've got to get your CPU, you've got to get a GPU, you've got to do your research in terms of what components are compatible. You've got to know how to build a gaming PC. You're not going to be able to buy a pre-built gaming PC for like budget prices because obviously these companies that make the PCs have to make a profit. So that's another $100, $200 tacked on the top of the cost of your PC. It's a big barrier to entry. You might not think it is, but it is. I mean, these people that say, why don't you just get a PC? Well, the average consumer doesn't want to build a PC. That's the fact of it, right? They want to dabble in PC gaming. They just don't want to pay PC gaming prices. And sure, you could build a PC for $1,000, but it's, first of all, it's going to be a challenge. And also, yeah, to the shopping, to the research, to the building it, figuring out how to build it, to setting it up, troubleshooting, all that stuff is something that just regular people aren't going to do. I think we can call the next gen Xbox, if it is like this, which it is, it's basically confirmed at this point, it's going to be a Windows PC gaming console hybrid. You know, consider this as a gateway drug into PC gaming. All right, you know, people will buy an Xbox, they'll get a taste of PC gaming, see how awesome it is. They'll buy their mouse and keyboard, and they'll get addicted to it, and then they'll go out and they'll be like, you know what, I want something more powerful than this. I want to run games at even higher resolutions and faster frame rates. I've got this new 4K 700 hertz monitor, you know, and the Xbox just isn't cutting it. I'm going to look into PC gaming. I'm going to look into building my own PC. I'm going to sell the Xbox. So consider it as an entryway for a lot of people. And I think that's good. It brings more people to PC gaming, and it's a win-win for everyone. Anyways, guys, there you go. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Obviously, we're going to be staying on this, covering this a lot. And if you want to stay up to date on it, please like, subscribe, click the bell icon. I'm Blaze. We cover gaming tech every day on the channel. We love to speculate and talk about all the goodness that could be coming in the next couple of years for gaming. And I'd hope that you'd join us for the journey. Anyways, I'll see you soon in the next video. Stay safe. Happy Halloween. Michael, from me and Michael Myers to you. Take care. Peace out.